Hi, I'm Underbelly, and you suck at mixing. In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to clean up the muddiness in our mix. Let's get started. Okay, so check it. Muddiness happens in a mix when you don't practice personal hygiene and let too many frequencies accumulate in the lower mids. Let's take a listen to our mix and judge its cleanliness. Jesus fucking Christ. That just sounds like Uncle Joe hasn't taken a bath in like 4 days. I mean, it's caked in mud. What we're going to have to do is comb through these individual elements and take out those muddy frequencies. So let's start with our booty bass here. Okay, it's a very muddy sound, okay? Really needs to practice personal hygiene. Now, you'd be tempted to slap an EQ8 on here and try and find those muddy frequencies and take them out. But here's the thing, that can radically affect the character and quality of the sound, and it may be a bit too extreme of an approach. So instead, what I would recommend is doing the multi-band dynamics. In this case, we're just going to use a standard multi-band comp preset. And what this does is it allows us to compress the muddy mid-range frequencies separately from those sweet sub-frequencies of the bass. And this allows us so that whenever a muddy note happens, whenever it gets too loud, we can turn it down just a little bit and control that mud. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the high band off. We're just going to use 2 bands here. We're going to solo out the mid band, and I just want to isolate those muddy frequencies. That's what I'm doing. I'm changing the cutoff here for that mid band there. I don't want it to have all the sub. I want it around, say, 100 hertz. Just isolate that mud. What we're going to do is lower the threshold here. We're just going to really try and compress those muddy frequencies so that when the bass hits those muddy notes, it doesn't hit them quite so loud. And that's the bass, the sub frequencies right there. I don't really need to compress them all that much, just a little bit. Go ahead and turn up the output of this comp just a little bit as well. Let's go ahead and hear the difference. I'm going to turn it off and on. Wowzers. Okay, those mud frequencies are really being tamed. Maybe just a little bit more. It just sounds much more squeezed together. The muddiness is controlled. Go ahead and give yourself a tap on the wrist. Maybe even take a shower. You smell bad. Okay, still a fair amount of muddiness in our small boy. In this case, I'm probably just going to use the EQ and maybe do some multiband after. I don't want it to interfere with our booty bass. If this relationship is going to work, each partner needs its own role. So what we're going to do is solo out that small boy. I'm going to go ahead and change the low cut on the EQ. I'm just going to sweep up and take out those bassy frequencies. You'll notice that most of the mud, most of that gunk there is going to be located between 100 and 200 hertz. Not quite at the feet, more like in the crotch area. Really need to practice more personal hygiene there. Okay, wowzers. That's much cleaner. Let's turn that on and off. Okay, wowzers. Let's turn that down just a little bit. Wowzers, sounding very good. I think for Derek here, it's just going to be a very slight tweak. Let's go ahead and turn the EQ on. Take one of these points, make the Q a little bit narrower just by holding down the Option key while I'm holding on this point here. Make the Q nice and narrow. Let's go ahead and enable the headphone tool. We're going to boost, sweep, and kill those muddy frequencies. Like I said, probably going to be around 100, 200 hertz. So let's go ahead and find those. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh, Jesus, Derek. God, take care of yourself. Okay. We found the problem there, and let's go ahead and just leave that point where it is, and we're just going to turn it down using the gain knob on our EQ there. Just turn it down maybe like -5. And wowzers. Oh, our mix is so much cleaner. Oh my gosh. I don't have to feel embarrassed about going outside anymore. Let's just give yourself a tap on the wrist. You deserve it. Maybe also take a shower. You kind of smell weird. Okay, so check it. If you've enjoyed watching my videos or even managed to learn something from them, consider becoming a supporter of my Patreon page. I got all sorts of cool perks there. You can join by clicking the link in the video description below. I'm Underbelly. Have a great day.